I know the confusing, right?
Okay, everybody. Our president is high of the States of America. And God, for which things one thing, under God, indivisible. I would believe the first moment of fire.
All right. Yeah. So my name is Tyler Koppel from Baker Tilly. We've been working as a municipal advisor on the sewer line this room. Today I'm going to go through some changes that have happened over the last month to the sewer rate study that are being incorporated into the rate ordinance that is passed out in the rate study to all of them and start on page 6. Other than these changes that I point out, nothing changed from the prior version. So starting with the construction costs are $3,630,000. Again, that does not include the building. Non-construction costs are $982,000, ending in total project costs of $4,012,000. So project funding, this is where it started to change a bit. So your proposed SRF bonds are being amortized at 0%. Over 35 years, the principal amount there is $2,060,000. That went down by $377,000 from the last time we talked a month ago at the rate introduction meeting, due to the SRF principal forgiveness ban going up by $500,000. That principal forgiveness ban is a grant. Basically, the issue of a bond anticipation note, and then they pay it off. Essentially, you have $500,000 in increased grant money, $377,000 less in principal. The one thing that changed was, from the cap on hand perspective, is that the utility opted to be reimbursed for the preliminary costs paid. So we're not using the $125,000 water utility sale proceeds anymore. Sounds like that money will not go somewhat towards that frees up a little bit more cash on hand to pay for that. So again, SRF has awarded you guys $500,000 in additional grant money, which brought down the bonds by $307,000. Any questions there?
Total bond that total.
What's that?
After the 377 and everything else, what's the total bond now?
That
with the tip money and the bond.
what I'm showing here, that's the principal, the $2,060,000. That's the amount we have to pay off over 35 years.
That's where it's at now.
Yes. So obviously, you guys are getting TIF contributions towards this project from the Indiana American Water. That'll pay $32,000 a year toward the debt service payment. So if you look on pages 7 and 8, you'll see the amortization schedule or the repayment schedule of the bonds. For the first 9 years or so, you'll pay about $62,000 a year. So again, your TIF contributions pay for over half of that. So $32,000 a year in TIF contributions, leaving the utility to pay about $32,000 a year. So page 9 is the revenue requirement schedule. Left-hand column, that's without a TIF pledge. Again, you have to adopt rates without the TIF pledge, and then you have a mechanism to rate ordinance that basically says when you get TIF revenue, you can reduce your rates for reduced rate structure. So without a TIF pledge, you need a 57% rate increase. Your 4,000 gallon bill will be $115 a month. But with the TIF pledge as currently planned, which is being adopted tonight, you get a 37% rate increase, which takes your bill just over that.
Let's see, page 3, that paper there, page 2. Phase 3, 7537.
Yeah.
That is 2027.
Yeah, let me cash flow first, I'll explain it for you.
Because I talked to you a minute ago, and the 100 was supposed to be an unmetered user. And you just said the whole thing about the 100.
Yep. So, I'll get to that. Page 11 is your cash flows with the TIF pledge. This shows the timing of agreements. So, nothing has changed on this page except for the bond payment amounts. You'll see the proposed 2025 bonds. You've got your $62,000 a year for 2027, 2029. Okay. It's not page 11. So you'll see at the bottom of footnote 2, we detail out the timing of the rate adjustments. So due to the delayed payments on these, we're paying $2,000 in 2026 for your debt service. You have time to phase these rates in. So we're going to plan to do it over 3 phases. With the first phase due October 1, 2025, that's a 12% increase, of $9 on a 4,000 gallon bill. Phase 2 is a 10.97% increase, or a $9 increase on the monthly bill, and that's effective July 1, 2026, so about 7 or 8 months between those two. And then your final phase, phase 3, is effective January 1, 2027, 9.93% or $9 increase on the bill. So we targeted even increases on your monthly bills over that 18-month or 16-month period. In total, you got about a $27 increase. Any questions there before I go to the rate structure? Okay. So going back to your question, if you have a meter, if your users have a meter, they're going to be charged, page 12, you're going to be charged the flow rate and the base rate. So your base rate is what you are charged regardless of how much usage you have. So currently, for a 5/8 inch meter, it's $55 a month. If you have no usage, you pay $55 a month, regardless. If you have no use, or if you have use, any user will pay $55 a month. Then your usage charge is your flow rate, so you can charge if you use 4,000 gallons, multiply the $4.58 flow rate times 4, plus your base rate, that gives you your monthly bill. Okay, so looking over with the TIF plug, let's go all the way to the far right. Your monthly base rate would be $75.37. That's for any 5/8 inch user. You take the $6.27 times 4, add that to your base rate, that's your monthly bill. So what you're asking is the unmetered usage, the unmetered meters, the monthly bill is $100.45. Now I'm explaining why it's maybe a little bit confusing, because multiply the base rate, or when you multiply the flow rate times 4 plus the base rate, you get to $100.45. Thank you. The goal of the unmetered rate is to calculate a 4,000 gallon. That's what an unmetered user should be charged. So those match. If you're metered and you use 2,000 gallons, it's going to be less than that. It'll be $75 plus your $6.27 flow charge.
So you're charging unmetered for 4,000 gallons on top of their base rate every month?
No, they don't get a base rate, they don't get a flow rate. They're charged $100.
But to get to that point, you add 4,000 gallons.
Yes, it's a 4,000 gallon bill. That you more than that.
I mean, they don't use a lot of it. They only have.
Okay. Yeah.
So their bill can be the 100.
Yeah. Regardless.
Base rate on the customer 75 something to 2027.
Yeah.
Plus 1,000 gallons to 6.7, whatever it is.
Yeah.
How many every gallon they use. Yeah. Okay.
A lot of the 4,000 gallon rated beverage with family and kids. People living in the house care.
They are 5,000. Yeah.
Average that is 5,000. Depends on the household, most households will be less than that, I should have there. But for me,
Not this.
Got to study.
yeah.
Hope you guys have any questions? But any questions out here?
So how did you arrive at it? I mean, why did you go with 4,000 gallons for all of them? I mean, you just said most of them were probably.
That's been the town's unmetered rate since we started working. That's the general consensus that we're not, because it's based on cost of service, and we're not doing a cost of service study, we're doing an across the board rate adjustment. So when we're doing an across the board rate adjustment, we apply the same percentage increase to all users. The cost of service study looked at allocating user rates to different customer classes and unmetered.
So what year was the cost of service?
I'm not sure. It was before we started working with the town. I'm not, it's probably been, most of the time those are done with bigger communities. Not saying that Claypool couldn't do one. They are much more expensive.
What year was the first thing?
So are we meter, I mean, is the town meter, or are we considered not?
It is water. It's based on water use.
Water use.
Do you have a base rate of your wastewater you have to pay no matter what, even the unmetered or the meter? Then it's according to how much water you use. You add per 1,000 gallons, it's 627 or something. 2027, that's how much it would be. Add it onto your base rate, and if you use 4,000, it's 4 times that. And that's your bill for wastewater. Correct?
Yeah.
When that was set up originally, that was based on statewide.
I mean, you had a base rate ever since we've had wastewater. This has always been that way. You've always paid your water, according to how much water you used on your wastewater. You had a wastewater bill. You've paid that since 1990 or whenever it went into effect. Then you have a water bill on top of it that you pay for water.
Me, that my water bill is a certain bill, which is, I'm paying $30-some. Then I use my wastewater, and I'm paying $27.
You have a base rate on your water too, and then you have a usage on your water. It adds to water base rate, just like the wastewater does. You have a base rate on both of them. Then whatever gallons you use adds to that for your final bill.
We'll also, although the town is not providing used water anymore, the average cost to provide water is much less than the cost to provide. Water rates are lower than sewer rates most of the time.
Why is that?
That would be a engineering question as to what the cost drivers are, but I would assume that it's treatment related and
Yeah, sometimes it's less than you start maintaining and it could, there is no water treatment, so referring.
Oh, trash is still included in that.
Pretty good.
That's continuing, but
Oh,
let me see $47 a month if he's going to raise it with not true. It's $47, I'm pretty sure. So man, anyhow, it's not true. It's only 27 or 27.
so
People out there is thinking that everybody sees this, think this is terrible.
It's right at 83.
Well, I know, but where it was at, the thing of it is, you need to come to the meeting, you need to find out the real truth before you post it.
I had to take off work to be here.
Pardon?
I said I had to take off work to be here, but I'm here.
But I mean,
Fine.
but here it says it was increased significantly. And basically, by the time this is all said and done, the rates will have doubled in a little more than 3 years.
Well, you gotta realize the first rate increase we did was just standard cost of, operating, because there hadn't been a rate increase for over 20 years.
Well, but the rates were originally set up, 2/3 of that monthly charge was going to pay off the bonds. And the bonds were paid for in 2011. So frankly, at that time, the rates tripled.
But the thing of it is, the infrastructure and everything we got to pay is going up. And you did get a rate decrease back in the day, because Don was on the board when you got out there, you got a decrease out there.
Right.
When you,
Dollars a month. The
Dollars
people, dollars a month. And look, I don't argue that things are going up, I realize that, but this is right.
right. And we have to have this Sager system satisfy IDEM, and it's going to cost, all our bids coming, as the devil, what we had money and allocated, just got another $500,000 lucky to lower your rate, which really helped, and it put in money for our building in there that was supposed to be in there before. So coming out better than it was. Great increase on everything to take care of this system. Well, the bond payment and the TIF, we sold the water, so we're using TIF money off the TIF, which is 32, you said. That's part of that bond payment, and the rest is user fee we had to raise. The other is all grant money and other monies we had to come up with the other half of this.
So how does it work when we talk about, when the tip pledge is on, it's going to cost one thing, but if the tip pledge ever goes off, rate's going to jump up. So how do we know if that's going to happen or why?
It will happen down the future. TIF's only good for like 25 years. Water, we TIF is good for 25. The other TIFs are going to go off. But the water's not at least 25 years. We'll have to deal with it 25 years down the road.
So your tip area, you said, has 25-year useful life from the date that it's pledged to the bonds. So it can be used to pay back in bonds for 25 years. There's no reason that it'll go away once it'll be in effect in 25 years. There's a chance, with all of the legislative changes that are happening, there's a chance that the revenues could come back and be higher than 32,000, which would continue to buy down the part of the bond payment that the utility is responsible for. But we're not promising.
I didn't want no rate increases. I wanted the TIF to pay for all the bond payment, but all these prices for the project come in way too high. We didn't have a choice. That's why we're doing what we're doing.
Well, I want to finish up what I was saying too on rate increase. First one that we did, we revised to do a 68% rate increase. We chose not to do that and did, I believe, a 37 or 38% rate increase, and did away with one employee being able to do that. And that was strictly just to take care of the town and just to bring it where it should be. Like I said, there was no raises for 20 years in this town in the sewer department. Now that was that raise. This raise is a state mandated repair that we have to do upgrade to the sewer plant that we have no choice to do because we're under a state mandated order that has to be done and it hasn't done for a time. And we're doing our due diligence to try to get done as cheap as we can. That's why it's been going on for about 3 years, trying to get bids, try to get what we can, get the lowest bid we can. But that's the difference between two sewer increases. One was to get it where it should have been. All along, it should have been going up at least 2% every year. And if that would have been the case, like the water was, and if that would have been the case, it would have been up 40% from where it was instead of when we took a rate increase of 30%. But it wasn't, so we had to deal with what it was.
don't have that many households that are trying to support
We understand.
trucks.
That's what we're doing while we're trying to do. We luckily got another $500,000 grant money to lower your cost every individual. Not water, we tried to save all the money we could, but we just spent $80,000, which I don't know if people know or not, for RMC to get fiber in here to have the best internet around. You have it out there. We don't have it in town. I mean, it's available out there, fiber. And we just spent $80,000 out of the water fund to get them to come in here, put the main lines in here, whether people know it or not, so you can have one of the best internets there is to hook to, and cheaper than what the others are. Whether people know that, I don't know.
Just a comment, I'm not happy with the way the bids came in myself. At the beginning, as I recall, the estimate from, engineers would put increases at somewhere between 5 and 10%. But with $1 million increase in cost on the project, that hurt. But beyond that, I just want to say, I came in at the end of this project development, but I understand that we have to go forward somehow. This is the door forward for the town also there, because we have lost customers, if I'm not mistaken, probably the last 10 or 15 years. And so, the bird gets bigger, bigger. So the whole point is to develop this so that the town can move forward and provide more services for more people that we hopefully can get in. And that's part of the board's goal, is to make Claypool more attractive for people to come here, live, build. So it's a part of a bigger picture. I understand, I don't like to pay $9 more a month either. $27 a month. But if the town is going to do more than just exist in subsistence level, we have to do some things to move the town. So I feel like that this it's almost a no-brainer that we got to do it.
Plus, for 4 years, maybe 5, I don't know, we've been trying to get housing in town. We couldn't, so we had to do something to wait for it, because we can't put no more flow out there. Now we can. So now we're working on housing. There's out of 1, we did have 5. We still may have, who knows. But that's more taxpayers, that's more residents. Schools need more people out there, because people are leaving. They need more people, so we're trying to get housing in here, which we may have 1 in the future. Still working on it. And that's, like I said, more tax dollars, that's going to lessen yours, it's going to give more tip money if we tip it, all kinds of things.
Well, to follow up on both these gentlemen, that trying to get another edition, that's been in the works for several years now. But I I don't read social media very often. Sometimes it's told to me and things that's in there, but that's another thing that is social media, the board, why aren't we getting more people here to help pay the bills, this, that? It's not why we aren't, it's because under the state mandate, we can't expand. We can't add another subdivision. We can't add anything new we can't do until the sewer system is upgraded and it's going. So our hands are tied. So I just want to put that out there too. I mean, people put stuff like that. When people put stuff like that out there, I understand that social media is the way to go nowadays to some people, but they need to come to the meetings. I thank you guys that did come today, but just to throw stuff out there, just to throw it out and see where it sticks, that's just irritating to me, and that's why I don't read social media. If somebody wants to talk to me, I'll be more than happy to talk to them. They're right here in town. I'm too feet high, so I'm here. So other than that, that's all I had, and nothing else. Anything else out there? Thank you. Oh, go ahead.
We talked about cleaning up the town,
Greg.
and I had a knock on my door saying that my son had 2 trucks in my yard. I told him I had them off, or I was getting fined. And then you go down the street, and there's a house on Church Street that has like 15, 20 cars sitting up there. They don't cut the grass or anything, and nothing is done about it. And that, I just think it's right that you're choosing people here and there.
Well, as far as the choosing here and there, we are, and I.
We've been with that situation up there for a long time, so don't think. Go ahead.
Those vehicles, we're constantly, our police officers patrolling the vehicles. They are made sure that they have updated tags, which is the only thing we can do. And as long as they are parked in the tree lawn area, there's nothing we can do about it. Because that's the way to go.
As long as they're running.
As long as they're running, tagged and legal. So they can
It's just like
$15.
And so, and just to build off that, we have a code from specific addresses. The biggest thing we look for is the license plates. Make sure that their tags are current on the vehicles. And then, as long as the tires are inflated, the tires aren't flat, doesn't look like it's been sitting there for, months on end. Those are the biggest things. I'm not sure exactly what your situation was, but the biggest.
Well, I'm upset about it.
Yeah. But
I know I'm flat.
there are a couple of properties here in town that just know every little loop that they can follow. And I've worked with the board, we've tried to find solutions, for certain properties. Unfortunately, gets into one of those, how restricted do we want to be type of deal. Do we want to create more ordinances? Do we want to put more things on our owners, because it would be a situation where there are some people who have to park their vehicles in certain spots, like tree lawns. So we don't necessarily want to put in an ordinance that would say, well, you can't park a car on a tree lawn. Well, that's where over half of citizens park their cars. Just most of them are adults and keep their stuff, nicely maintained. So it's a constant battle.
And we can, and I'm not trying to put it off, but we can bring that back up in the regular meeting. But for right now, if there's no other questions, the public hearing for the rate increase, is there any more questions concerning that? If not, I entertain a motion to close the public hearing on the rate increase.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay. We'll go right into this month's board meeting. Thank you for putting up with that. I just wanted to get out of it one meeting which now that we're in a regular board meeting, we can talk about it everything pertaining to town. First thing of business is approval of June 17th minutes. Have you had a chance to look them over? Are there any corrections or additions you noted? No corrections or additions or anything stuff. The minutes as written.
So,
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Next, new business. You have 1.5-1, which is amending the rate contained in use and those are rendered by the sewage work system of the town of Claypool. What? Question, entertaining motion. Ordinance 2025-7-1, rates started.
Ordinance number 2025.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Next on the agenda, talk about this building. In this sewer project, there was a building that is needed, to be put out there at the sewer plant. Part of this building houses the new radar system, which the contractor would be installing probably sometime in September, construction could start. This building was originally quoted in the project. Those bids came out crazy of it. I'm talking, the high bid was 1.4 million, and the low bid was 3/4. And that's it for a 40 by 54 pole barn. With that being said, we asked that some of the water funds that we had put into the project already be reimbursed, and the town has looked at building the barn ourselves. With that being said, we have gotten different bids, got 3 different bids, and the one that looks the best at this time, we can get the entire barn built for $140,000 plus at a different time doing the electric pump. But the building itself, including doors, concrete, everything, that is $140,000.
Not got heat, for plumbing and water, which is well under half the building.
So I have that.
That's what it pays me.
Yeah, and the image bank stronger. They've been around for years. They're well itemized list. Any questions on it? Four.
I don't have any more, we say too much, administratively about it.
Well, I think they're doing kind of a bare bones here to start with, so, but something to build on, work into. Yes, it's issues. Timing and construction during the sewer project, construction of the building. And there's coordination between sewer project engineers and building.
I talked to the builder, the paint maker, they're looking at 1st of September, and then start, this goes pretty quick. They'll have that up pretty quick. As far as Crosby sometime in September, I think, might speak then, would be shocked anytime sooner than that. But after the conversation with them, come up to where the town, Danny, Ben, I want to get Mr. Holman and maybe another excavator, expander, to get together, all on the same page at Crosby, like I said. That way we know that the construction's going on at the same time, and each person can be there to make sure that it goes. Plus, to add, we should find starting corner so that everything's laid out for free.
See, initially, our blowers for our Sega system, there's 3 of them. They was gonna be inside this building, so it came out so high. So then he's gonna set them outside in the weather and put weather protecting over them. Now I'm gonna go back in this building that we're building, plus it's used for equipment, for 2 trucks, a dump truck and that. We're gonna get salt out there, we're gonna move the salt from down here, it's gonna have to build something out there for the salt, and the gravel and everything will be out there. So, the building is a need, it's always been a need, it was always in the project until last meeting, which. So, anyhow, this will put our blower systems in all the weather. So we're finding we've got a separate room, that's all in this building.
So long story short, I mean, we're still going to get the money from the water sale that we initially had put in. We're just getting it back, doing this way, and saving the town over $500,000. Which, if we did, would have went straight to the sewer rate, and we're trying to do it best we can. So, there's no other questions. I would entertain a motion that we accept the pacemaker's bid on the 40 by 54 pole barn and use water sale funds for the fund line.
Did we say we may have some other money coming back, maybe possibly for the deed now?
But, yeah.
We don't know where that's coming from yet.
But all the ones that are coming back.
Right. I mean, we gotta use water to pay for the 140 million that are up 25. I make a motion to go with the pacemaker for this building, to go along with the Crosby's doing their work out there to get this all built at the same time.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ben, I'll get with you. Can't get the next date. Get everybody together.
Yeah, absolutely. Just as a quick update, you guys did your pre-closing tests are up today. The actual closing, or it was either today or yesterday. The actual closing is scheduled for July 29th. So at that time, you guys will be able to sign contracts with the 3 bidders and push forward. So after the 29th, before the pre-construction conference, and all the contractors that are going to be working on the SRF project. But then in addition to that, I do want to get to the pacemaker and Crosby, so that we can all get in the same room and make sure we're all squared away on communication and all that good stuff.
Right. Make sure that there's any comment things put in for the floor or everything's.
And I it's more straight on what we need to do, things back in the building. So I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, quick. Vince. Talking about that.
Yeah, we talked about it today.
So, gonna be taken care of.
You got it.
Okay. That's a main deal.
Well, you gotta have it if you're gonna put the blowers inside.
Blowers inside, we gotta get that in. But, we're doing away with the heating stuff, doing away with the pad, we already got the pad, you ain't paying the pad out of the other, so we need to look the fence.
Yeah, some more straight with them, might be to give them blowers inside the building a good thing.
Sure. Any other things?
You guys need me for anything?
No, sir.
Okay.
And
I'll be in touch.
Hey,
no other new business, no business.
who's it going up, I don't know. I keep up with it.
Well, none being here, then I would open it back up to the floor. Is there any questions, anything that you'd like to ask the board?
Is your yard good there next to you over there? Well, you mowed it sometime, didn't you?
No, but,
Yeah, so we had it mowed once.
We make,
Project care about mowing yards. We set money aside to get tax money off the people, so we don't mow it. We hired, which has been explained, I think, hasn't it?
we're trying to keep that road down, so that's, after you guys initially move it down, then
We've been mowing it for years. We've been mowing it for years. We ain't got nothing on it, but we're going to.
So, well, because we sent a letter to the attorney, and I was like, well, maybe it finally got through, but apparently it got through.
Who's the department head, any other?
The dip on Section Street's been completed, except for the county's gonna come in and pave it. They said that they would be here Thursday. If they can't make it Thursday, it'll be next week. Also, Pat Beeman is going to be here Thursday or Friday to do our sludge testing like we were supposed to have done. And, cleaning solution tank's been put on the mosquito sprayer and just got it. It's ready to go.
So you're saying that
Their part,
oh,
yeah.
they put dirt in along with it, I haven't.
Yeah.
That's what I heard, that's right, some sand on it. Yeah.
Well, how many people's been by it, but they did quite a job there. And they increased the bank out farther to keep that dirt from falling out, going down in the embankment.
We have water main on the south side, you have stormwater on the north side, you have gas lines, you have AT&T lines, all kinds of things that goes through there. And there's a ditch underneath there that's settled and broke, that's why the road was settled. And they already fixed one side, now they had to fix the south side. There's a culvert underneath there, the gate one. That's why it was sunk.
So anyway, the county's gonna do the actual paving on that. Things, maybe this week, but I don't know when until next week. Anything else?
That's it.
Trevor, anything? Tree?
I'm letting know that. Ramen. Yes. Putting your house. we can implement.
Was already on.
That's one that
Oh, okay.
I took an old ordinance. Okay. Yeah, look at, just got that next meeting. The only other thing I was gonna ask is if we can, if the department had $500, we got the new car done, wrapped. We would like to get the old Explorer wrap match, these cars matched. He's given us a $200 break or $250 break. $500. It's not necessarily, not a necessity, it's so that we're more uniform.
You got any money in here? No.
I don't know, I haven't.
My. Put $100 in that for that. Didn't move off. So,
And, it was something that brought up, the three of us, when our was like, but I'm kind of in the same boat as you, like, if we start prepping for the car the next year or two,
yeah, and then it's new. And
I think it's got 150,000 miles on current one, so.
Right.
And that's kind of what the guy said, he said that the car is in good shape. There's some maintenance stuff that we can think about, like these struts, there's $20, stuff you would do on your car, but I don't know how much we really want to invest in a car. It's 10 years old with 150,000. But leave it up to the board to make that decision.
Yes. Well, for, wow.
What kind of percentage of use does Explorer get?
It's getting quite a bit right now. David is almost finished up with his field training, so he's been working quite a bit with me. He's out usually 2 nights a week now, so we've been getting quite a bit of use. But again, if we're looking at maybe prepping, we talked a little bit about a fund where every 5 years we're looking at replacing things. So I don't know what funds look like.
And you get some money put back in your fund or something?
No.
A little bit? I thought there was something put back in police fund.
No.
Not too long, month or two ago or something got put in there. How much is in, you don't know how much is in there?
We don't have a police fund. We have
Yeah,
a
it's something they did, some money went into it at one time.
Oh, maybe the LEF.
Yes.
I haven't done this fund, yeah, it's got like $1,000. I'm okay with both. Having both one, I think that's
Whatever you think you need now, wait for that meeting. See where we get money.
Other than that, just a reminder, please mow your yard. Firefighting stamps. You're sending out a lot of letters. So if your neighbor's not mowing, please ask them. I try to give everyone as much leeway and as many as possible. Just please mow. That's all I have.
I asked them, but
Yeah, sorry. Geez, you just talking to Trevor.
Who owns that out there? By the tracks, all that?
Railroad.
That ain't,
Yeah, we know.
that we've been on for years.
brings up the point.
Sorry.
My husband's like, I can go mow that one.
So, okay, so, let me get back in. So, the town has set aside some money, okay, because it does cost us money to have properties mowed. So we try to leave that as a last resort to mow somebody's property, right? The railroad properties in the past, we've taken care of it. we never get read, right? They just go away. We come up with a new solution, but the problem is the cost that the town will take on to have somebody mow it is very high. And that's not something we really want to go and dump $2,000 to have somebody go out and mow it. But it would be like for all their properties, right? They have a couple on Graceland, and then they have the whole diamond, and then coming up the side of a sewer treatment area. So I finally gotten in contact with a young lady that she's supposed to be over this. So they have a contractor that they hired, that Norfolk Southern hired to mow those properties. Her response to me was that the contractor is not taking care of it, obviously. So they are in the process of hiring a new contractor to take care of the properties. They are aware of it. They're clear that it's a violation. At the end of the day, what does the town want, right? It would be easier for us if they could just take care of that problem, right? We don't, you guys want to look at it. I don't have to write them letters every other week. The board doesn't have to hear about it. The other option is we pay somebody to go in, and then we send the bill to Norfolk Southern, and we wait. You know, how long will it take for us to get it reimbursed? You know, a couple grand Southern for mowing those properties. So it's kind of one of those not catch 22, but rock and a hard place type of deal. We're on it. That's all I can say, unfortunately.
They had one in the future, but they quit.
They did take care of years past, and this year they don't think that much. The other thing I want to know, American Water owns all these hydrants in town. They're on a tree lawn. American Water owns them. Fire department uses them. We pay the fire department for fire protection. Nobody's taking care of these hydrants in certain places. Grass growing around Main Valley Plank. Somebody needs to take care of these hydrants on trimming it, and it ain't us. It ain't us. I cut them down. It ain't us. It shouldn't be us. It should be American Water, where they say it's a tree lawn property, the water should put it back on the property owner. It should be American Water taking care of their own hydrants. Or the fire department taking care of them, because they're the ones that use them. It's for them. It's for us too, but somebody needs to take care of the hydrants.
I brought it up to American Water. American Water told me the homeowner's responsibility to trim around the hydrant. That's what I was told.
Well, American Water, they're hydrant. They should take care of it. I know what they told me.
So our tree lawn ordinance does say that
They're supposed to maintain tree lawn.
Tree lawn.
They're supposed to maintain.
But then you bring up the valid point of, well, it's, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, they got plenty of guys out there, they bring down here once a month, trim their hydrants, so it's their hydrants. It's the fire department's hydrants, they use for fires. We shouldn't have to take care of it, it's just another one in the deal.
Yeah, I sent a letter.
Same thing exists with NIPSCO's power pedestals too. They have a 10 radius pedestals.
So is that though, is that a state statute, is that an agreement?
It's just what the electrician told me.
And the old cable TV.
I don't know, folks, I have a hard time with, I'm sorry, but I just didn't hold it, I got sick. But we're talking about these fire hydrants, the boxes and stuff like that, for crying out loud. I mean, I've got all those in my yard. I trimmed that on it. Oh, I mean, I grew up, never had to mow their yards or what, but when you have a tree or a box or something, take care of it.
It's the same thing with the snow in the winter, you can't stay out of it.
Correct. Correct. They, never hear from me.
I had a couple of comments regarding the railroad. It occurred to me, and I know when it comes to this property over here, I've been really disappointed.
The warehouse.
Yeah, the stockyard. And I'd have to go back, they put the connector track in. I thought there was an agreement that was to have site barriers put up, private or security fencing or site fencing. Do you recall? So I thought that was in the agreement, and that never got done. I've been a little disturbed, you know.
I don't recall, I'm just gonna be honest with you, I don't.
Do you recall how they got,
It was talked about, but I don't know if it was in the agreement.
recall how they got the alley in town? Railroad did, that was ours.
Do I recall? They got it?
I have no idea how they got that. They did work on that out there, put it as an access road. They did give us money, I remember all that.
Yep,
How they snuck that one in, I don't know.
yeah, I don't.
The other thing I want to bring up, and Fairground, if you're talking with some of the people, I know it's been always a problem finding the right person to get anything done with the railroad. Go around 3 or 4 times before anything happens. But the noise level of the curb track is extreme. And many times, you have to hold your hand over your ears if you're sitting waiting.
So
There's a grease, they put in grease apparatus, and I remember several years ago, it just wasn't being maintained or attended to.
There's one on each side of town.
Yeah. And so, that might be.
there's 2 options the board can do. One is contact the FRA, which is Federal Railroad Administration, for excessive form use. And the other option is to ask the railroad to do a site.
He's talking about the grease on the loud.
It's wheelie.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
work line, but not
And, you know, I,
Look, man.
and. Close. Yeah. I know, it's worse than sometimes than others, and I just wonder if it's
I'll reach out, I'll reach out to the tracks and ask him if he can look at that greaser and see if it's not working
Well,
properly.
they should have too, they should have one.
Well, if we're talking about railroads, let's talk about the Harrison Street crossing, because I'm afraid somebody's gonna get killed down there. You can't see.
Talking about the weeds from the south, and the trees to the north.
Everything.
Everything on each side of the railroad.
It's bad.
That's one.
Yeah, that's all with the gates open.
It's open, yeah.
So, other than they have their sign there, you're expected to stop both ways, it's an uncontrolled crossing. So it's one of the things where you ask, hey, can you do what you do to cross? They say, problem solved.
Well, it's railroad property, it's screwed up in town, just like the grass. They ought to trim some of that, just like they trim the grass. But
Yeah,
you just go on their property and it does that.
Trees, they have trucks travel up and down the rail, and it's usually like one per district. So it's a matter of time that it comes through. But as far as, I mean, just my experience with them when it comes to.
Well, some other stuff growing on the south side, you can't, they need to put some good stuff on it, that grows up real tall. You can't see the south, you can't see the north when you're going east.
It's bad enough in a car, but when you're in a snowplow, it's even worse.
Yeah.
School bus.
My experience,
We can,
they go on a crossing.
well, I mean, when you talk to them about and see if they do stuff.
Yeah.
Because it is bad.
That we approve accounts payable.
Website that running good, accessible to everyone.
Right. And you can pay your water bill, or, your bill,
Sure.
you pay your sewer bill.
So, Town of Claypool.org.
Do you want to add that in here?
Is the Claypool, website. It's, for the most part, I guess, but I can see some need for improvement. But at least it's there, and we can, and I don't know what's the plan on getting the ordinances listed?
Slowly fixing it.
Yeah.
Every single individual ordinance has to, we've done it all, big one,
On the other,
you know, for dogs, and grass, car,
Pertinent one,
I mean, I don't know where the money's
yeah,
going.
ordinances that are 75 years old.
slowly, because each individual ordinance has to be separated out and pulled into something.
It's all right now, let's dry over here. Try to get some paint.
Eventually, all the ordinance current in place on the website, so you can access it easily at that point.
Yeah, we put the main ones that we deal with on there now, and then the new ones that are passed, all the new ones are going on, and everything's old has, we're slowly separating out, scanning, but
We heard anything about fiber on the south of the town yet? That they're running like that or anything yet? Done with Frontier.
No, it's only fun.
Okay. That's what this is on here, that's what this is on Frontier. Did you check it? RMC about all different phones?
Yes.
Yeah, we did all different lines. They all, it's their Frontier. I make a motion that we,
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
aye.
That's the-
Alan is saying that.
Is there a method to canvass public, people that want to sit on the committee? Or is that something?
Yeah, that's something you want to do. Just for looking for people. Getting them, making out about, but there's a lot of people that have children on there for input. It's gonna go, you know.
So we're getting involved in the strategic plan. We've got a company that's set it up for us when they put a 5-year plan. And they're looking for committee members, which any type of businesses, I know you guys, we got over here, Peppermint, but they're also looking for an individual town member, half family, whatever, that like to sit on the committee. And what that is, to come up with ideas, different things of what we can make a plan of what the board can strive to do, you know, each year, then like a 5-year plan going. And then once you get the 5-year plan, just 5 years ahead of time. That way you're not just constantly trying to put out fires here, there, but you've got something to work towards.
And you can apply for grants.
Correct. And we can apply for grants on everything. So if you like, or you know somebody that would, they contact Pat, or
Yeah.
contact Pat, and they will be sending some emails out to get the first meeting together. But yeah, we would appreciate input from the town. Anything else? Next meeting is August 19th. With that, I entertain a motion to adjourn. Vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thanks for coming, folks. Thanks.
Where was it? Hammond. That would be the world. I live at 208 West Section, and I have the lady with the hall.
Yeah.
Oh, they actually,
Over.
yeah.
That's,
The guy that went to fix it. We don't.